conference, okay, is in response to the DAP dinner last night, okay, where our finance minister said that Sarawak will go bankrupt in 3 years' time. Okay, so his logic that Sarawak can go bankrupt in 3 years' time is like kindergarten economics. Okay, his very reason is we spend the Sarawak government spent 11 B in 1 year, so 3 years our reserves of 31 B will be all gone. I would like to remind that because of the current administration, which is already more than 1 year, okay, the new regime came to power in May last year, now is June, okay. Actually, our finance outlook has not been good. The Moody's Investor Service, which is the rating agency, has downgraded Petronas rating to A2 from A1. Okay. And the rating of the government of Malaysia is A3. Okay, so that's not very good. Okay, so now our finance minister says that we'll be bankrupt in 3 years. Okay, it sounds like a desperate call. You must know that 2/3 of Petronas assets and reserves are based in Malaysia. So our petrol sector is 21% of the national revenue. And also, we like to remind, Sarawak has a higher ratio than Malaysia. The Standard and Poor's rating agency rates Sarawak as stable with A rating because of a huge cash surplus and abundant oil resources. Yesterday, 850,000 barrels of oil and gas is produced in Sarawak. Yesterday, 850,000 barrels of oil and gas, they call it BOE, barrel oil equivalent. Today, we are also giving 850,000 barrels, and tomorrow, another day, another 850,000 barrels. So, to give the idea, you need to know the value of the barrels. Okay? So, 850,000 barrels of oil and gas every single day, times yesterday's oil price is 65 USD, okay, and times the exchange rate for ringgit is 221 million. So yesterday 221 million, today 221 million, and tomorrow another 221 million. If you multiply that by 365 days, that's 80 billion. 80 billion ringgit a year. That's our Sarawak oil and gas, okay? And our population is 2.8 million. Okay. And the O&G annual contracts, they are worth 20 billion every year. And Sarawakian companies get only 2 billion. Right? It's our oil and gas. Okay. There's 80 billion of oil and gas revenue every year. Okay. And the contracts worth 22 billion. So Sarawak only gets, Sarawak companies only get 2 billion of the contracts. Today, our Sarawak government has imposed 5% sales tax. That is the first time ever. Okay, so if Petronas has not paid the 5% sales tax, we urge Petronas to pay us quickly. I believe, if I'm not wrong, I stand corrected, that Petronas has not paid the 5% sales tax for the first quarter. Okay, so we'd like the finance minister to see that this is paid up. So all this money, federal earns PITA, petroleum income tax of 38% to 45% every year they get. They get royalty, they get dividend, they get corporate tax, they get sales tax, they get service tax. Okay. So at the moment, Sarawak is getting only 5% cash payment plus 5% sales tax. And so much money has been flowing out of Sarawak. It has been funding, the money is used to build out KLCC, to build up Putrajaya, and every year now the maintenance of Putrajaya is also with our money. Khazanah is also funded with our money. So Lim Kwang Eng is saying that in 3 years time we'll go bankrupt. Okay, and we would like to remind him, where are the promises of 20% royalty based upon production, not profit. If based on profit doesn't mean anything. And also the 50% income tax that they are going to return to us. Okay. So before charging that will go bankrupt in 3 years, okay, their own performance for the whole of Malaysia, we have a very gloomy outlook. They're not improve our economy. They failed to deliver the promises, and they are, strangling us, with not paying us what they should and what they promised. So Lim Kwang Eng says that we must change our state government to PH so that we don't go bankrupt. So I, as a president of STAR, I'll urge the voters to vote for STAR government, STAR and allies. STAR is going to work with other Sarawak parties, and we welcome all other Sarawak parties to work with us, as an alliance to take over the government. Because under GPS, we are beggars. We have to keep on begging, for peanuts. But if we have a change of government to PH, we only get promises, moon and star promises, which they never deliver. Okay, so between the GPS government, where we are beggars, we've been beggars for the past, more than 50 years. If we have change of regime, we are going to become slaves. We are choosing between beggars and slaves. Okay, slaves, not just political slaves, because our political masters would be ruling us from Putrajaya, which is 1,500 miles away. We will also be economic slaves because they are not returning our oil and gas to us. Okay, they are taking everything that should belong to Sarawak. So when the STAR with our allies form the next government, the first thing we'll do is we will impose 38% sales tax. We impose 38% sales tax. Okay. Just now I gave you the figures, 80 billion a year. Okay, and how much is 5%? 5% of 80 billion is only 4 billion. Okay, so that our government projects to receive 4 billion in the 5% sales tax, provided the oil price is around 60 USD. Okay, so we will impose 38% sales tax, what the federal government is receiving. Okay, and based on this current sale price, that will give us 32 billion a year. So why do we need to be beggars? And why do we need to be slaves? Okay, Sarawak is landowner. The oil and gas belongs to Sarawak. Okay. So it is perfectly constitutional and legal for the Sarawak government to impose sales tax, and we can impose sales tax as much as 38% or even higher. What the federal government is getting, because none of the money comes here. We still don't even have one man decent trunk road linking Sarawak. And We will also fight for 100% ownership of our oil and gas. We own our land, we own our resources, we own our oil and gas.